myself. My name is Wong Jie Son. I'm from 11E. Today I will perform my topic about corruption. Corruption. In general, corruption is a form of dishonesty or criminal activity undertaken by a person or organization entrusted with a position or authority, often to acquire illicit benefit. Corruption may include many activities including bribery and embezzlement, but it may also involve practices that are legal in many countries. Political corruption occurs when an office holder or other governmental employee acts in an official capacity or personal gain. Corruption is most commonplace in kleptocracies, oligarchies, narco-states, or mafia states. Corruption can occur on different scales. Corruption ranges from small corruption between a small number of people, petty corruption, to corruption that affects the government on a large scale, grand corruption, and corruption that is so prevalent that it is part of the everyday structure of society, including corruption as one of the symptoms of organized crime. Corruption and crime are endemic sociological occurrences which appear with regular frequency in virtually all countries on a global scale in varying degree and proportion. Individual nations each allocate domestic resources for the control and regulation of corruption and crime. Types of corruption. 1. Systemic corruption. Systemic corruption is not a special category of corrupt practice, but rather a situation in which the major institution and process of the state are routinely dominated and used by corrupt individuals and groups, and in which most people have no alternatives to dealing with corrupt officials. 2. Sporadic corruption. Sporadic corruption is the opposite of systemic corruption. Sporadic corruption occurs irregularly and therefore it does not strengthen the mechanism of control nor the economy as such. It is not crippling, but it can seriously undermine morale and sap the economy of result. 3. Political gain corruption. Political corruption is any transaction between private and public sector actors through which collective goods are illegitimately converted into private regarding players. Political corruption is when the laws and regulations are abused by the rulers, set steps, ignored, or even tailored to fit their interests. It is when the legal base against which corrupt practices are usually evaluated and judged are weak and furthermore subject to downright encroachment by the rulers. 4. Grand corruption. High level of grand corruption takes place at the police formulation end of politics. It refers not so much to the amount of money involved as to the level in which it takes place. Grand corruption is at the top levels of the public sphere, where policy and rules are formulated in the first place, usually synonym to political corruption. 5. Petty corruption. Petty corruption is bribery in connection with the implementation of existing laws, rules, and regulations, and thus different from grand or political corruption. Petty corruption refers to the modest sums of money usually in fraud, and has also been called low-level and street-level to name the kind of corruption that people can experience more or less daily in their encounter with public administration and service like hospitals, schools, local licensing authorities, police, taxi authorities, and so on. Percentage of the corruption. 1. It gets everything done fast. It is because bribing usually helps speeding up the process. Nowadays, most people usually bribe to get the profits or progress faster. 2. It unites different political, ethnic, religion, and economic group regardless of their difference. When there is corruption, conflicting actors and people with different opinions and different political backgrounds come together and uphold their relationship in order to preserve their economic advantage. I will say is corruption. The evidence abound every day. 3. Reduce unemployment. Yes, corruption reduces unemployment. How? We all know what we call nepotism. When you have a cousin in one of the government administration, this person may find a place or her family members. Let's be honest. How many of us will get to a place of position without helping our family? Maybe I'm not. The family members you help have some couples of friends. They help their friends too while their friends do same. The disadvantage of corruption. 1. The root cause for a country's development to be stagnant. Money put in by an organization into its growth is put into the pockets of the topmost level of society by fraud methods. 2. Delay in growth. Due to desire to mint money and other unlawful benefits, the official who needs to pass the clearance for projects or industry delay the process. A work which can be done in few days may be done in a month's time. This leads to delay in investment. Starting of industries and also growth. Even if start, company grow in hidden as every work linked to official get delayed due to need to profit bribes or other benefits. 3. Lack of development. Many new industries willing to get started in particular region change their plans if the region is unsuitable. If there are no proper roads, water, and electricity, the companies do not wish to start up there. This hinders the economic progress of the region. This is the data of the corruption. You can see in this data, we can see that Cambodia is the most corrupt country and Singapore is the least corrupt country. Besides, we can see that most of the index of corruption of the Asian country decrease. Solution and conclusion. So my solution is giving a straight yet proper punishment for the corruptor. Educate the students about the disadvantage of corruption to the country to prevent the happen of corruption in the future. Make sure the threats between the businessman and the governor are transparent by sending others to inspect. And the government or the company should give the proper amount of the salary to the workers so they do not have to the corruption to earn more money. The conclusion: corruption is a phenomenon which can occur in any country in the world, no matter if the country is poor or prosperous, democratic or authoritarian, big or small. It will not avoid corruption. The cost of corruption in the world is estimated at approximately $1 trillion. Meanwhile, about 1 billion people live in conditions of extreme poverty. I do not support corruption because corruption will make our country lag behind other countries and cause the country not to progress. That's all. Thank you.